Hi, and welcome to Tamela and Taylor's Treat Talk Tuesday, where we talk about treats, business, and life. Hi, I am Tamela, owner of Torlitas for that sweet and crunchy taste. If you want to know more about me and my business, go to at Torlitas. That's on Instagram at T as in Tuesday, ORLITAS. Over to my co-host.
Hello, this is Taylor, owner of Taylor's Kitchen, located right here in Albion, where we make custom sweet treats for your special occasions. I can be found on all social media platforms at Sweet Spirit Treats.
Awesome sauce. Sorry I had my big old hand cursor over my poof hair. It's for the holidays. It's holiday hair, right? It's holiday hair.
Holiday hair? I never
Yes.
heard of the holiday. The holiday hair.
Holidays when you just go all out and just be extravagant, just be ridiculous with stuff. You know what I mean?
Alright. I see what you
Maybe
mean.
it's just me. Maybe it's just me.
That's what she's doing. She's preparing for her birthday. Okay?
It's coming. It's on the
it's coming.
horizon.
It is quickly approaching, ladies and gentlemen.
It
Quickly
is.
approaching.
Blessed to be here. Blessed to be here. So, Taylor, I know that you've had some wonderful things going on within your life as far as this 2023 year. We're coming up on our third three anniversary of Tamla and Taylor's Treat Talk Tuesday, aka 5T Podcast. So, what are some exciting things? What are three things you learned?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and what's one thing that you would offer someone else starting out a home bake business? Three things you learned, or it can be something's accomplishments, we'll say, and one thing that you would offer a startup business. I'm going to write my notes because I just thought of those on top of my head, so I got to write my notes.
Okay. Put me on the spot. All right. Three things that I learned this year is you have to be prepared for the decisions you don't make. And the reason why I say you have to be prepared for the decisions you don't make is because when it was very warm outside, I was making conscious decisions to prepare to go to the farmers market, to go out to different places and have a productive summer season. And when the fall came, I had lots of activities to do with my family and my children because they were doing activities outside of our home. So the decision that I unconsciously decided to make was to choose to give up some Saturdays to be to do family activities. So that's a decision that I didn't really think about when I was signing my children up for things. So that is one thing. So I can't do everything all at once. So a decision that I unconsciously made was to slow down on my business to be there more for my family, which is a great decision. But all I'm saying is in your scheduling, be prepared for the things that you're going to have to cut off because you didn't really think about them when you signed other people in your life up for other things. Okay, so that's one. Be prepared for the decisions that you don't know you're making. It sounds contradictory, but when you hear it, it'll all go together. Okay. The next thing I would say is to save like a squirrel. I read a book this year or last year by Tiffany Aliche, and the book is called The Budgetista, and one part of the book said to save like a squirrel. And so I know that I have really busy summers, really busy during the first of the fall, but when it's time for like the holidays and things like that, I know that I'm not normally as busy because all of my family's birthdays are in the fall. And so some things I do more with them, like making them birthday cakes, planning parties, events, and things like that. So, during the summer, I save for my expenses for the fall because I'm preparing because I know that I'm still going to have these expenses to run my business, but I'm going to have to be more mindful of how I spend in the fall. So I work harder, save more in the summer, in the spring, and then in the fall, I can still run my business. So save like a squirrel. The third thing I learned is that consistency consistency is definitely key. So even though um, you are doing more with your what I'm doing more with my family, and at this time of the year it also helped that I was saving content all summer so that I can repurpose the content for now when I'm doing less active orders. So that's another good thing. So saving content, shooting lots of content, prepping, pulling up stuff, taking stuff down, um, saving like a squirrel because I knew that this time was gonna come, and also just trying to be prepared for the decisions that I'm making currently. Those are my three things that I learned this year.
Wonderful. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. So I'm gonna hit pause for a second. I need to pause this for a second. Oh, all right. So the last question is, Taylor, what advice would you give a person who's just starting out in their home bake business or sweet treat business?
One piece of advice that I definitely would give to somebody who is just starting out in their sweet treat business is to learn how to accept criticism early. And the reason I say learn how to accept criticism early is because I remember when I got my first complaint about a product that I sold to somebody, and um and the thing about it was, I asked for feedback. And so, because I asked for feedback, they told me how they felt. And then they were like, yeah, it wasn't really like what I thought it would be. And I just wasn't going to say anything to you. I just wasn't going to buy anything else. And so, like, I was like, you should have told me if you didn't like it. I was like, I can definitely, make you something else. And they were like, oh, okay, cool. And so I made something else and then I gave it to them for free, obviously, because they didn't like the first thing. And then they ended up buying stuff from me over and over again. And so ask for feedback, and also learn to accept the criticism, because I think those are really, really vital points, because nobody wants to hear that they did something wrong. Nobody wants to hear it wasn't like to somebody's liking. And you can definitely tell if somebody's lying about not liking something, or if they genuinely just was like, I don't want to hurt your feelings, you know what I mean? So learn to accept the criticism, embrace it, ask for it, and just make yourself better. That's some advice that I would give. What about you? What are your three things you learned from 2023?
Oh, okay. I kind of cheated because I was writing down notes when you were talking, but I heard every word you said. So I was able to prepare a little bit. So I think my
She threw me
three
under,
things,
guy. She threw me
well,
under.
you did well. Sometimes you got to work under pressure. Pressure. It's the pressure. The pressure.
Fresh. The fresh.
So what I would say is What I would say is sometimes the answer is no. Sometimes the answer is no. Um, Wherever you are in your life, it might be a season of abundance and plenty. And then there might be a season of, not abundance and plenty. So you need to know when to call it and know when your enough is enough. You need to know when you need to take a break, whether that is 30 minutes or 30 days or longer, depends on what your bank account says and what your lifestyle is, right? The
Amen.
other, yeah, the other one is that when um, someone tells you, I think you had made a great point about feedback. It's kind of hard to hear the harsh things, and also it's kind of hard to hear the wonderful things. A lot of people, it's,
Right.
oh, your product is great. I loved it. Like, oh, thank you so much. And even if somebody say one small thing that they didn't like, we're like, God dog it, I failed. you
Right.
know, I damn.
Head down.
Yeah. So
Right.
it's one of those things to know that when you do it enough, you do it, over time. And I'm not talking weeks, I'm talking years. I'm talking 1 or more years. You kind of get in the groove of how to do things and how to do them well. Sometimes things don't work out as you expect, but for the most part, they always will work out. You know what your customer base likes, and because they keep ordering the same thing from you. So you know how to make it. Write down your recipes, because even I, who've been doing this for a long time, I was like, well, do I put? Because I'm making my peppermint bark lollipops. They're not a lollipop, but it's a peppermint bark on a stick, and it's a design on it. And I was just asking myself the other day, do I put toffee in them or not? I couldn't remember. I was like, Tammy, you've been doing this for a long time. You should know if you had put. I mean, I know the main ingredients I put in, but I was like, did I put in,
Right.
that last year? So I'm just going to stick to what I know. But it's important to also write down your recipes. I don't care if you've made it 1,000 times. You need to write them down. I think we talk about that a lot. And here I am, still not doing one of those things on this platform when we talk about 5T. Um, the other thing is that you are good. You're good enough. People enjoy what you do. Everyone is not your customer. Okay. So you have to find the people, or the people will find you, as far as what they like and what they don't. We always say on this platform, and I think Taylor and I were talking about this earlier, that the response from people will tell you what you need to do. So you can have all these great ideas, right? But it's what the people want to buy.
Hmm.
So that's I think I rolled them all into one, two, three, and a bonus the for the new baker. But for my new chocolate sweet treat makers, do yourself a favor and buy yourself a stamp that says Torlitas, and you can use it on your marketing materials. Oh, all right, my light fell. You can use it on my marketing materials and things like that. It says, and I have my stamp pads.
Wait. Pause. 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 All right. So you gotta redo the part with the buy yourself a stamp because it started stampering. Buy yourself a stamp.
Buy yourself a stamp.
You can also use it on tissue paper.
Yeah, exactly. Hi, everyone. So, yeah, buy yourself a stamp. This says Torlitas. Can't tell it really right there. But this is something that I have used over and over again. You can use it for your marketing materials. And here are the stampers. I'll open it up for you. and you can use it on your um, your tissue paper for your as you're packaging your gifts. You can use it on vellum. Do you know what vellum is? Vellum is kind of like a clear paper that you can trace on or you can print on or something like that, but it's all clear.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is how it goes. So I don't think I could. There it is. Anyway, it stamps. You know how to do
It's stamps.
that. And you stamp it down on something.
Right?
But, so yeah, so just so you don't have those marketing dollars, or if you, even if you do, it's a quick way to put it on a bag. It's a quick way to put it on a thank you card. It's a quick way to just to show that you do have a logo. Okay, and start that brand recognizement. Is that a word? Brand recognizement.
Brand recognition.
Recognition. Thank you, Taylor. Brand recognition.
You're welcome.
So those are my three things, and hopefully you took a lot from what we have shared today. And anything else, Taylor?
No, just thank you guys for rocking with us. As Tamela has said, we hope that you have a blessed day. We thank you for blessing us with your presence and coming on and liking and sharing and commenting. And also, when we do our videos, you join our live videos. And so we're definitely thankful for you. Um, Make sure you check out our cookbooks that we have. We'll link some in the description down below. If you are new and you're looking for some recipes, they are there for you. We have 2 volumes completed of recipes. And so definitely check that out. And we are, as Tamela said, on December 8th will be our 3rd year of doing Tamela and Taylor Treat Talk Tuesday. So just thank you. Make sure you give us a thumbs up, a like, a share, and we hope that you get something from this episode. All right, guys. Bye.
Okay. I was going to hit stop.